Hey, what's up everyone? Coming at you today with a Ogryn Power Maul build plus Ripper Gun. I'm making this build because honestly I don't really see anyone try to make a build with the Power Maul because it's widely regarded as the worst Ogryn melee weapon of all of them, which honestly might be true, but I'm going to show that it's not as terrible as most people think. You can do well with it. You can do an Orc Maelstrom with it. It's a little hard, but you can do it. It's not a very beginner-friendly weapon because of its lack of kill power sometimes, but we'll see how it performs in this video. So first, we have the mentioned Power Maul. I dump defense to 60, and I go Flak and Maniac. We go Skull Crusher and Brutal Momentum. I tried the plus 25% rending on staggered enemies on this and compared it to Skull Crusher, and after testing both of them out, Skull Crusher just comes out on top. And I've tried taking Skull Crusher and the 25% rending blessing together with Carapace, and it really didn't change anything. Well, on Crushers it didn't really make any difference. They still had the same breakpoints, so I found that this is as good as it can get from what I've tested out. And then for the weapon, of course, we have the Mk2 Ripper Gun. Flak and Carapace, dump range because the Mk2 Ripper Gun has poor range, or it's more honest to say it has poor pellet per shot, which if you don't know, there's a mechanic in the game with shotgun weapons where they have a minimum pellet register per hit. So for example, this Ripper Gun shoots 21 pellets, and if one pellet hits an enemy, or multiple enemies, it registers as 5 pellets hitting. Now, if it shoots 21 pellets and only 5 register, that's pretty low damage. But for different Ripper Guns, for example, the Mark V, a much more common one you'll see people use or recommend, this shoots 7 pellets and has a per shot register, per pellet register of 5. So it shoots 7, but it registers 5 if only 1 hits. So that's like 70% of your damage, even if just 1 pellet hits, like grazes an enemy. So, but the Mark V or the Mark II has greater damage, of course, and I'll show off a little combo you can do with it here in a bit in the video. Let's go ahead and go to our Curios. We have triple toughness. We got plus 5 toughness for the perk, plus 4 combat ability regen, and the gunner resistance. You can switch out the gunner resistance if you like. I prefer the gunner resistance, or you can mix and match it with a sniper resistance, depending on what really screws you over in the long run. Next, we'll go to our talents. We take the trifecta of getting your toughness back, bracing, melee hits, single or multiple. Heavyweight is a given, always. We take rock. You can take any of these, but I believe rock's the best. It's very versatile, great for taking out mutants, gunners at a distance, and I would highly recommend rock on this build because this build is very close quarters. It does not have great range at all. That's why I prefer rock with it to take out enemies at a distance like elites and gunners. That's also why we take Indomitable, so we can close the gaps on some of those ranged enemies and get up in their face. We take Soften Them Up, Focus Fighter. I take Focus Fighter over Strongman for the same reason I just mentioned before, is we're going to be pretty up close, so there's more likely we'll get meleeed than just having the general damage resistance. So, and plus we'll be doing a lot of meleeing, so I feel like Focus Fighter is a little better than Strongman, but you can take Strongman still if you prefer that. Then we take Indomitable, Stomping Boost of course, and Pulverize. I prefer Pulverize for its synergy with Delight and Destruction. Indomitable comes back extremely fast. It comes off cooldown extremely fast, very fast. I need to make that very clear. You can use this so often, so often. And I feel like it's used best as a get out of jail free tool. You're surrounded, you're gonna get fucked, you're done. You need to get out of there, or you need to close distance on an enemy. Use Indomitable, you're good. And then with the bleed plus the damage resistance while there's bleeding enemies, it can really help out. It can really help out turn the tides, give you a nice damage resistance boost. It's nice. It's nice. You can always go trample if you want for a melee boost. That's totally fine too. But anyways, Moving on. True Strike. Or Strike True, I'm sorry. Batter, of course, for bleed, for chip. We take Beat Them Back, which I think Beat Them Back and Crunch, I think, are pretty great on the Power Maul because its horde clearing moves are heavy melees, right? So heavy 1 and the heavy 2, those are your sweeping moves. So you're going to have Beat Them Back on quite often. You'll have Crunch proccing a little bit quite often. So those are pretty great, for the Power Maul at least. Going down here, we take Frenzy Blows. You know why we take Frenzy Blows. Attack speed's great. We like attack speed. I take it I don't even know how to say this word, Implaceable. And I take this because, again, you're going to be charging melee attacks a lot because they're your horde clearing move. And I take No Stopping Man as well because you will be heavy attacking a lot. And it's honestly just a nice perk to have with this. It makes it feel a little better to use the Power Maul because you're a little more mobile. You won't be interrupted. And we just like that. This weapon needs all the help it can get, you know. Heavy Hitter, of course. I don't even need to explain why we take Heavy Hitter. Unstoppable. Again, just more toughness. Just getting started. Attack speed's always good. We love attack speed. We go over here. Take Bruiser. Again, kind of self-explanatory. 100% ability cooldown regeneration is great. We like that. Get our ability back faster. That's our safety net. And lastly, 10% range boost. That one might seem a little strange to people, but I will show off why we take that in a second. So that's all of that. Now I'm going to show off the Power Maul and what it can do and some breakpoints. So first I'm going to get 8 stacks of Heavy Hitter. So there we go, 8 stacks. So on Gunners, we got 1, 2. He's dead. 1, 2. And he will bleed out. Unarmored Gunners will bleed out from 2 hits. Honestly, you can just do 3, of course. But 2 will be enough. He'll bleed out. He'll even stagger. You know, I don't even think he could react in time. He couldn't even, like, shoot you. You know, by the time his stagger's done, he's already dead. So, Maulers take quite a bit. 5 hits. And you saw there I was block canceling. So, 1, 2, block, 1, 2, block, 1. That's how you get the most out of this, the most damage, because these strikes are a little too weak and sporadic to be, you know, usable. Against elites, at least. Go ahead and get our 8 stacks back real quick. Get one more. Alright, and now let's try using the Power Maul special. 1, 2, and he's dead. 2 Power Maul strikes, and he's dead. See? Well, I crit there, but let's do it again. And he'll bleed out. Yep. So 2 strikes, that's not bad, for a Mauler at least. And he can't fight back, as you can see. He's on the ground. He doesn't stand a chance. Oh, didn't quite get them there. I've noticed there's a lot of inconsistency sometimes with the Power Maul, though. Sometimes I think I'm hitting, like... I think I'm not hitting their heads sometimes. It doesn't always register as a weak spot hit when you use the special attack. It is doing the weak spot hit, but it doesn't register, like, the yellow text as doing it, it seems like. So weak spot hit. Wait for him to get up. Oh, I definitely missed his head there. But yeah, it's just not... I'm just missing his head. That's why it's doing less damage. And it is a little hard to hit his head when he's on the ground. So that follow-up attack can be pretty hard to hit. But you can do it. You can do it in 2, as you saw. Yeah, Crushers. Crushers will take 1. I know I crit there 2, 3. It will always take 3 fully charged Power Maul, powered up Power Maul swings. 1, 2, 3. That's the best way to deal with them with this melee weapon, honestly. You can also do this way. This takes way too long. That's no good. You honestly don't want to do that. Now Bulwarks. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know I crit there. It's still 4. I'll try again without critting, hopefully. I wish it was a little faster. If it was a little faster and you could hit him before he gets his shield back up. Now, you can sneak him from the side or try to. You could probably... I've never tried this. This is probably a good idea to try to get around his side here. Like that. Damn, that killed him really fast. Like that. or so. That might be the best way. But if you're just attacking head on, just trying to clobber through him, it'll take about 4. But let me see if I can get that to... I killed him so fast that one time. No, not quite. Oh well, so yeah, it's about 4. 4 to 3, depending if you go around them like that. So not bad, not great, but when I show off the Ripper Gun earlier, I'll show you a better way to deal with bulwarks. Yeah, I wish it was a little faster there. Now for Reapers, we get 1, 2. He's done. Not bad. Try again. 1 and 2. And he will bleed out there. Again, it's kind of weird, the damage. Feels like it's a little off sometimes. I think I'm missing his head, but I'm not really sure. So dogs take 1. Snipers, oops, hit him twice. Snipers also take 1. They will bleed out. 1, 2. Trappers will take 2. 1, 1. I know I crit there. I'll do it again just to prove it. That's 1. So all the bombers and flamers will take 1. That's thanks to the maniac perk. The chargers, or not chargers, I'm sorry. the mutants will take 2 with the powered up version first, followed up by regular swing, or 3 if you just swing regularly. I suggest using the power up swing, or you could always just throw your rock at them. Next, ragers, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now if you charge it first, it takes 2, very fast. But for the regular ones, it still takes 2, but they'll bleed out instead of dying outright. 2 for them, both shotgunners, or 1 power swing, very good. That does it for all the specials and elites. Now let's see some horde clear. As you saw, he survived. I think he would have bled out though. Not bad with brutal momentum. You know, you hit their heads and it doesn't slow it down against the infested enemies. Next, we'll do simple unarmored. Not bad. Pretty good. He survived, but he bled out. And of course, my crunch perk is activating too while I'm doing this. And you can move fast as well while doing this. So you can just kind of go nuts with it. Swing everywhere. So yeah, it's really not that bad at horde clearing. These guys also, as you see, pretty good. I wouldn't even say it's a bad horde clear weapon. It's not the best, as you saw I missed their weak spot there, but it's not bad. It's not amazing. Not bad. It's just pretty good. Decent, maybe. So now let's show off the Ripper Gun. Why we choose the Ripper Gun. So the Ripper Gun's pretty great. Up close, obviously. Take care of most enemies pretty fast. We took... I don't know if I showed it earlier. We took Blaze Blade and Can Opener, Carapace and Flak Armor. So Can Opener, if you melee them, it puts a ton of brittleness on their armor, and you can just follow up with 1 shot, and they're dead. It also, you can get your heavy stacks, or heavy hitter stacks this way. As you can see, my stacks are going up. It also procs the Frenzy Strike, till I miss, of course, like that. And it also works with the Trample. As in, it'll give me a damage boost and an attack speed boost. So it has some synergy. For Crushers, let's see. That didn't quite hit the mark I want it to. Let me try again. There we go. So you can do 1 melee, 1 burst into 1 melee. And that's actually why we take the range damage boost, is for that, you know, consistency there. Now, granted, if you miss some of the headshots there, you won't get it. But you can always just... Normally, if you just, like, miss like that, you can melee a few times and finish them off. So it's not bad. You can do this... Oh, whoops. I missed my melee. You can do this without the 10% boost, but it's way more consistent with the 10% boost. And, of course, we have... Next, we'll do Bulwark. So with Bulwarks, with the Ripper Gun, you open them up, you put them, fold them, you know? That easy. That's why I chose the Ripper Gun with this. It's pretty good. Opens them up with the Power Maul and put them down. I would say that's the best way to deal with Bulwarks, honestly. And Reapers also just, I mean, they're just dead. Snipers, you only have to shoot. I mean, honestly, you can just stab all these guys. They'll definitely die to the 3-round burst. Oop, the Maniac in the back who I grazed. You know, They all die. One burst. Mutant dies in 2, of course, because he's a mutant. He has tons of health. And yeah, oh, I missed some of my shots there. But they all die. They all die if the burst hit. And then Ragers, I crit there, but the brittleness applied to his armor will just, I mean, he won't stand a chance. He's done. Maniacs, you know, 1 burst. I don't even know if I need the melee attack. I think I do. Yeah. Yeah. But not bad. And it has pretty good horde clear when you need it. Not the best. But if there's, like, you know, a big pack of enemies coming towards you and you need them dead relatively quickly, just, you know, brace the Ripper Gun, go for it. So yeah, pretty good. Pretty good combo, I think. You could probably use some other weapons like the... I tried the grenade launcher. It was alright. I just feel like the Mark II feels better with the Power Maul. They kind of complement each other pretty well, I think. Like I said, your ability is great for closing the distance on enemies to get up close. You can always cancel it too, and then go ham on them. Lets you get close with the Ripper Gun. And of course you have the rock for if you're far away, you need someone dead. Just like that. Same with the mutants. Just like that. So yeah, I think that's about it. I want to give my final thoughts on the Power Maul. I think it definitely needs a buff. I really don't like that upswing it does on the second. I wish it was just 2 down swings instead, because what will happen sometimes is you'll miss the weak spot on the second hit since it's a downswing going up. As you saw, I didn't get the weak spot hit there. See? And it feels weird. I did there, but for some enemies it feels a little harder to do for some reason. I don't know why. Even the special attack seems to, I don't know, it just doesn't register the weak spot hit sometimes. I had a time where I one-shot a mutant with this power strike. I swear I did. It registered as a weak spot hit, but I just could never recreate it. I just never can recreate it for some reason. It never registers now. Like, I did it once. So the Maul feels inconsistent because of it just missing the head, and that second swing certainly isn't helping it feel very accurate. But I feel like if it had 2 just regular strikes like that, followed up one after another, I think it'd feel a lot better. The special attack, I think what they were trying to do is differentiate it from the Power Sword, which, if you know the Power Sword, it has just infinite cleave when you power it up. So they couldn't give it the Power Maul the same thing, per se. They had to give them something a little different. So that's why it knocks them over, but really, knocking enemies over isn't that great. And as you saw, like, it doesn't even knock over Crushers. It stuns them a bit, but it doesn't knock them over. It'll knock over Maulers. But I think it was an attempt to make it different from the Power Sword, but the Power Sword is just way better than this thing, honestly. It's neat. It's a neat gimmick, but it's really just a gimmick. But as I said earlier, you can still do Orc Maelstroms with it. It's still pretty strong. I've used it in a couple games now. It's really not as bad as everyone says now after the Ogryn rework, of course. I don't know how it was before that. Probably pretty bad, honestly. But yeah, that's about all I have to say about the Power Maul. Thanks for watching. Like always, I'll post this build in a link in the top comment. Yeah, thanks for watching. See ya.